Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from Wilmington, Delaware, on the road with the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today is Monday, August 23rd, and the moon is in Pisces all day. And we're just coming off that really intense full moon in Aquarius with the sun in Leo and the moon in Aquarius conjunct Jupiter. At the same time, we had a Mars-Uranus trine. And so we have been through, to call it a big energetic shift would be an understatement. But here we are, kind of on the other side of that. And we are, today's actually a pretty nice day. A couple of things. Of course, the Pisces moon is always helpful, at least for me it is. It gives us access to the higher realms, easy access to spirit. We can get, with the Pisces moon, a little bit caught up in fantasy, but perhaps a little less reality and a little bit more imagination might serve us well today. It's been a pretty intense couple of days. Pretty intense couple of years, just generally intense. And that intensity doesn't really go anywhere. It's still there. It's in the background, always sort of lurking, as it were. But we are trying to navigate and reset ourselves in a way to bring a sense of stability. So it's almost like we have these waves that sort of rock our boat, and then we have to, like, in the in-between times, we have to reestablish our balance. And I think that's what can happen today. We do have some help with that because today Venus and Saturn make a trine. Venus is what we value and what's important to us, and right now Venus is in Libra, and so relationships are important to us. Compromise is important to us. Being able to discuss things one-on-one, coming to some sort of consensus. Libra does help with those things if we allow for it. And then, of course, the trine is from Saturn in Aquarius, and Saturn in Aquarius says, what structures do we need to live together as human beings? So this is a, let's see, this is a Sagittarius side trine. And so there is a certain amount of what have we learned from the cycle between Venus and Uranus. What has that, what have we had to navigate? What have we had to shift in our own expectations around relationships in order to find a certain amount of stability? And it's there. We can find it. It is fleeting, but the structures are there. We have access to them. And so there are a couple of new probably lessons that we've learned over the last, we'll say 8 months, 9 months perhaps, that we can put into action and learn from now. So there's that. So that's helpful today. Along with the softness of the Pisces moon, the moon does make an opposition to both Mars and Mercury. So to a certain extent, we can kind of see where we stand, what we're thinking. It's a point of awareness. We don't necessarily have to take an action on those things, but we're aware. So we're standing here in front of my sister's memorial garden, and we did yesterday go out, my mother and I and my cousin, to pick some flowers to put in the garden. And you can see the pink echinacea in the back. That was my cousin Marianne who put that there. And then I chose this little clematis, which was so sweet. And it will eventually, climb up to the heavens. So apt, right? Apt for Memorial Garden. But it's been a real pleasure for me to be with my family at this time, celebrating my sister's life, um, and, you know, remembering her in all the best ways possible. And it's been really cool to be here in Wilmington. It's a very green place, manicured though, not wild like where I come from. But it has its own beauty. Nature will express its beauty in whatever container it is put into. In my case, at the Seeds of Transformation, as you know, there's very little that contains nature. Here, nature is neat and contained and still beautiful. The birds still come, the bees still come, the butterflies still come. I think it's important for all of us to take these lessons from nature, to be in a better relationship with nature. And in being in a better relationship with nature, we end up being in a better relationship with ourselves, because we are not just our mind, we are not just what's in our heads, but it's what's in our hearts, it's what our body is trying to tell us. And it's the same thing as Mother Earth. What is Mother Earth trying to tell us? And of course, with Uranus and Taurus, for a couple more years, we're going to definitely get an earful. We do have working in concert with one another and working in concert with Mother Nature. I think that really is the future for us. And there used to be a thing in the 60s and 70s. It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. And it's true. So let's make friends with her. Let's love her. Let's interact with her. She will respond to us. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. It's starting to rain a little bit harder. And although I don't mind getting wet, I'm not sure my phone feels the same way. All right, guys, much love. I will be on the road today, going back up north. I don't know how long that's going to take me or what adventures are going to befall me, but we'll see. If anything interesting happens, I'll let you know and I'll share it with you. If not, you will see me at the Seeds of Transformation tomorrow, back in the jungle, as it were. All right, guys, much love. Take care of yourselves. It's a great day for waxing poetic, right? Take the time, give yourself the time. It's a great time to meditate. It's a great time to be creative, and get a breath from the last week, which was it was like a wind tunnel, guys, literally and figuratively. Take care.